What's up, football fans? This is Bruno here with the Football Channel. Good morning if you're in the United States. Good afternoon if you're in Europe. If you're in Asia, maybe good evening. So today I'm very excited, as I'm sure so are you. We're gonna have pretty soon here. We're gonna have our first Champions League matches this new season, and we have a lot of matches today, and some really good ones. As you can see here in the screen, we already have the groups, obviously. I've made a couple of videos about the composition of the groups in the past. But today we're really going to we're going to get to see these teams in action, and we're going to see our first matches. So it's super exciting. And I really just want to talk a little bit about, before we start seeing the matches, I want to talk about the matches that we're going to see today. Today we're going to have the matches from Group E, F, G, and H. There's a couple matches, Zenit against Bruges and Dynamo Kiev against Juventus. They're going to start pretty soon now, 15, 20 minutes from now. And then all the other matches are going to start in a couple hours from now. But I'm going to go group by group, starting with Group E. And today we're going to have the best match that we can possibly have in Group E, Sevilla Chelsea. So it's a big day for Group E. And I really think, as I'm sure so do you, Sevilla and Chelsea are really the big teams in this group. I also did a video ranking all the Champions League teams from the weakest to the strongest. So Sevilla and Chelsea, they're pretty strong teams. They rank amongst the strongest teams, the 16 strongest teams in the Champions League. And Krasnodar and Hen are kind of the opposite. They rank in the bottom 16. So there's a big disparity between the two big teams in the group, Sevilla and Chelsea, and the other two, Krasnodar and Hen. So the big game is obviously Sevilla Chelsea. It's going to be very interesting to see this match. Last year in the Europa League, well, which was actually not so long ago, it was in August. Sevilla was able to win the Europa League, and they got through Manchester United in the semifinals, I believe. So they have proven that they can beat top English sides, and I think they're going to be a very dangerous foe for Chelsea. The match is in England, though, so Chelsea would usually have an advantage, but with the coronavirus situation going on, there's no audience, remember, so that means really the home factor is probably not going to play a huge factor anymore in these matches. That's kind of a randomizing effect of the coronavirus, and it kind of eliminates the home crowd factor. So I actually don't see Chelsea having a big advantage over Sevilla, especially the way they're looking in the last match in the Premier League. They looked very good in attack, but very bad in defense, and I think that's kind of like what they've looked uh, the whole season so far, though, what we've seen from them this season. Sevilla, on the other hand, they lost as well. They lost against Granada, so that was a pretty disappointing result. So both teams coming from a very disappointing weekend. Uh, and I don't know, who knows, but it's going to be a great football match regardless of who wins. And if what we've seen so far this season is anything, uh, is any indicator, I think we're going to see lots of goals today as well. So I'm hoping that will be the case. And then the other kind of a stinker, let's be honest here, the Krasnodar hand match. Krasnodar finished in the top three in the Russian league. Han finished in the top three in the French league, but they didn't win the league. And they're not really the best league from the best team from Russia or from France, really, even though they're pretty good teams from those leagues. I think Han should be should win the game, should have the advantage. And really, the interesting thing for me in that game is actually watching Kamavinga play. I'm not gonna get to watch the game because I'm gonna be watching a different game at the same time. But Kamavinga, 17 years old, and Hen's number 10. Hen number 10. He's one of the big talents in Europe. He's a very interesting player, and Hen has a good team. I think they should have enough to beat Krasnodar. Now, moving on to Group F, we're going to have Zenit against Club Brugge starting now in about 10 minutes, and that's Also, not a super interesting game. But the big course is the main course in that group today. Dortmund Lazio, which should be a very interesting match between two teams that I would still say Dortmund is, to me, they're the most exciting team to watch this season because they have all these really amazing young players. So I'm really interested to watch some Dortmund games this season because they have a bunch of really fantastic young attacking players. Haaland, Sancho are the big ones, obviously, but also Reina, 17-year-old American superstar, well, future superstar, I should say. So they have a lot of really interesting attacking players that are very young, very promising, and they play good football. So I do think that the home factor is not a big deal anymore. So Lazio plays at home, but I don't think that's really going to make a big difference because they don't have the crowd to support them. So I will go with Dortmund. I think Dortmund should have a slight edge over Lazio. Lazio also, they had a great season last season, even threatening Juventus dominance in the Serie A. They challenged for the title, but this season they haven't started very well. They've lost some matches, some of them in kind of humiliating fashion. So they're not in a good place right now, Lazio. So I really think Dortmund should get this one. Zenit probably slight favorites over Bruges, the Russian champions. Now let's get into the really exciting stuff though. Group G, we're gonna see Juventus. That's the match I'm gonna watch in 10 minutes from now or so. Juventus against Dynamo Kiev. I'm a Juventus sympathizer, so or a Juventus fan, really, I should say. So I'm really excited to watch them play in the Champions League. I confess I haven't seen any full Juventus games so far this season because I've been covering mostly the Premier League so far. But so I'm really excited to see them play. There aren't that many changes from in relation to last season, but I'm hoping that Federico Chiesa will start, and I'm really excited to see that new signing play for Juventus. And then Barcelona, Ferencvaros. Ferencvaros is probably the weakest team in the competition. They won five different matches, I believe, against five different national champions in order to just to reach the group stage of the Champions League. They're the first Hungarian team to even play in the group stage of the Champions League for now. I think it's over a decade. So and they haven't played it for 25 years. They're the biggest club in Hungary, so it's a huge deal for them just to take part in this competition. And but I mean, I think Barcelona is not looking great, but they should. They just lost this past weekend, but I think they should have enough firepower to just obliterate Ferencvaros if everything goes according to plan. I think Ferencvaros even getting a point out of the Camp No. I think out of the No Camp. I think that would be a huge surprise. And then really the big plate here, the really the main course of this match day or of today really, because tomorrow we're going to have a lot of great games, but I'll cover that tomorrow. Group H, which is really the group of death. You could make the argument that Group D is also a very competitive group, but I think Group H with PSG, European runners-up, European Champions League runners-up, Manchester United, obviously an European great, English great, not living its best moment, but still it's Manchester United, and then Leipzig, who reached the semifinals of the Champions League last year, finished second in the Bundesliga, second or third, but they were second or even first for most of the season. They were in the top two spots for most of the season. So Leipzig is a very competitive team, and obviously PSG, Manchester United, European giants, and then Istanbul, they kind of got some bad luck there because they finished in that group. So they should have a pretty difficult time in the Champions League this season, but it's their first appearance in the Champions League. So I'm sure they'll be happy to just take part a little bit like Ferencvaros. But I mean, their main goal is probably not to be humiliated every single game. So and they're gonna have a tough time not doing that because Leipzig is a very good team and they're gonna play Leipzig in Germany. Again, the home factor is not a huge deal because of the coronavirus. We're not having home crowds, so um, because of that, maybe without the home factor, I think Leipzig maybe they won't smash Istanbul like they usually would do, I think, with the home crowd supporting them. But I think they should still win that game pretty comfortably. I think I see a pretty comfortable win for Leipzig. And then you have PSG Manchester United, which I will watch today, and I'm very excited to watch this game. It's a very, very exciting game between PSG and Manchester United, two European giants. They have clashed a number of times in recent years in the European competitions, and particularly in the Champions League. And I don't know who's going to win. I'm thinking maybe PSG because they had a much better campaign last season, and this season Manchester United looks even worse. PSG, like every big club, they were playing the Champions League in August, so they had kind of a tough start to the season as well in the league. But now they're already back to normal, winning games with ease, and they seem to be hitting their stride again. I think PSG takes this one, but I am excited to see Manchester United PSG. I think that's going to be a great game. It's going to be in France, PSG Manchester United actually, so it's going to be in the Parc des Princes. But no crowd again. I keep repeating myself, but it's a huge thing that there's no crowd. Usually, PSG would be pretty heavy favorites in this game playing at home, but there's no real home factor anymore. So I think the teams will probably Manchester United is they have enough good players that I think they will be a threat to PSG, an actual threat to PSG, and I think that's going to be a great game. I hope to see lots of goals, and I'm excited to see Neymar, Mbappe, all the great Manchester United players as well. To be honest with you, I don't know if Cavani can play today. I don't think so, but still they have a number of guys. Greenwood, Marshall, the Pogba, Bruno Fernandes, and so on. I mean, Rashford, they have a bunch of good players. And PSG, Neymar, Mbappe, Icardi, that's probably going to be their attacking front three, I imagine. Di Maria. So PSG is always exciting to watch all that attacking talent up front, especially. So this is it for my preview, and now let's watch the games, guys. So. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider subscribing, and I will see you soon. Bye bye.